Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Nod Lammers of Invoked 101, and today I'm doing my November list for Cyber Dragons. So Cyber Dragons actually didn't really get hit on the list because Soul Fusion had just released, and you know there was more stuff coming out for them, evident of this guy up here, which I'll talk about when I get to him. Whenever was it? No, they were in Cybernetic Horizon. When Soul Fusion came out, this deck kind of got pushed to the side by Thunder Dragon, so I was a little unfortunate, but it was really cool to see this deck kind of tear it up at regionals for a little bit. This deck is super fun, and if you want to see more deck profiles like this, more decks in general, and just overall more content, consider backing me on Patreon. Just that $1 a month will go to making more consistent content and all that stuff. There's also a tier for getting a mat, there's a tier for giveaways, tier for the Discord. So if you want to be part of all that, then go ahead and click on the link down in the description. Without further ado, with that out of the way, we're going to talk about the deck. So we're going to talk about the monster lineup. I'll zoom in just a touch so that way you guys can see it. Of course, we're playing 3 Cyber Dragon, 3 just of the standard Cyber Dragon, because a lot of the plays do involve this guy, and also summoning a free 2100 on turn 2 is pretty nice as well. So we're playing 3 of him. We're playing 3 Cyber Dragon Core because he searches all these cyber spells and traps. You can also banish him from the graveyard to special summon any Cyber Dragon monster from the deck if you control no monsters. But he's also a machine dupe target, which is really nice because machine dupe is broken in this deck. So basically how machine dupe works is if you have Core or one of the other monsters and you target it for machine dupe, because he's Cyber Dragon on the field, you get to summon these 2 of the vanilla Cyber Dragon, which will open you up for rank 5 plays and link plays. The other card that you can machine dupe, and thank God we got another target, is Hertz. So Cyber Dragon Hertz is a 100/100 level 1, so he's also a 1-for-1 target, but if we ever get the other Cyber Dragon card that we're missing, the Shonen Jump one, then that would just make this deck super broken and we'd have like 9 machine dupe targets. Anyways, what he does is when he's sent to the graveyard, you get to add a Cyber Dragon from your graveyard or your deck to your hand, but it has to be the standard Cyber Dragon, and it can't. But because all these Cyber Dragon monsters are treated as Cyber Dragon in the graveyard, you can scoop up any of them. There's actually a really cool little combo that I'll talk about when I get to the extra deck with this guy. But he also has another effect that is, if he's special summoned, he becomes level 5, but you can only do 1 effect per turn. Next up, I run 2 Dry and 2 Veer. So why I run 2 Veer and 2 Dry is because these guys kind of combo together very well. He combos well with all of them. If you normal or special summon a Cyber Dragon, you get to special summon this card from your hand in defense position, and all Cyber Dragons on the field, not Cyber Dragon monsters, all Cyber Dragon on the field gain 500 attack and defense, which would make his attack 1600 and his defense 2100, meaning that he'd have reversed OG Cyber Dragon stats. Anyways, but the reason these 2 combo together really nicely is because when Dry is normal summoned, all Cyber Dragon on the field become level 5. So you normal summon this, his effect goes off, you special summon this, and then both of them become level 5. So if you play 3 Dry, you play 3 Veer. If you play 1 Dry, you play 1 Veer. Like, you play as many Veers as you do Dries. But yes, very cool. More Cyber Dragon names, just perfect. And for the last Cyber monster, it's Cyber Eltanin for the board wipe. This guy is amazing. Helps you break extra link along with your mega fleets. So there we go. That's all that. I gotta pick them up nice so that way at the end of the video I can make that nice looking little pattern. Anyway, so for auxiliary stuff, I'm running the honorary Cyber Dragon, which is Galaxy Soldier. I think it's really weird how Galaxies have like a whole like set of monsters that are like don't even work with their own archetype. But Galaxy Soldier is really cool. You discard a light monster, and then you get a special summon this card, and then it can search itself. It can search any Galaxy monster, including itself. And he has another play with Hertz, because Hertz is amazing. So if you have Galaxy Soldier and Hertz, you discard Hertz and summon Galaxy Soldier. Galaxy Soldier and Hertz will both activate. He'll search you, Hertz will search you Vanilla Cyber Dragon, and he'll search you another Galaxy Soldier, which will mean that that's a 2-card combo to get out 2 Galaxy Soldiers for basically free. So there you go. Oh, I don't know why I'm picking them up. We do have 3 more monsters, which is the Kaiju, the Star Destroying Kaiju. We play this because we can search it. And then 2 Effect Veilers because I think it's the best one. I was trying to fit Ash Blossoms and stuff in here, and I'll talk about some cards that I think you can take out for like Ashes and things when I get to them. So, because I did want to play 2 Ash Blossom or like another 2 spots for hand traps in this deck. But that's it for the monsters. Let's talk about spells. We'll start with these Cyber spells. So 3 Cyber Emergency. This card is really cool. It searches any light machine that can't be normal summoned or set, but it also searches any Cyber Dragon monster. And then if it's negated, you get to discard a card and add it back to your hand. But you can only activate, it's a hard once per turn though. So, you know, just like a search card right there. Then 2 Cyber Rev System. This card is a monster reborn for Cyber Dragon. It summons Cyber Dragon, like Cyber Dragon specifically, from the graveyard or from the hand, and then it makes it indestructible by card effects. This card is really cool. Play 2, I like it. This was one of the cards I cut down from 3, but you can play 3. 2 Repair Plant. I used to play 3 Repair Plant. Let me see if there we go. I used to play 3 Repair Plant because it is just so good, but with the setup that it requires, I bumped it down to 2. This is another search card. This is the card that can search Galaxy Soldier. So, really cool. It can also search the Kaiju. So, and the last Cyber card I run is Cyber Load Fusion. This card is really bad. If it could use the graveyard, so it says you shuffle fusion materials listed on a monster that lists a Cyber Dragon monster's material by shuffling the fusion materials listed on it into the deck from the field or banished or face up banished, but monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of this turn except for that fusion monster. So it's neat, but it's not super great, and it only really goes good with Overload. And I find that if you play 2 Overload, you play 1 of these. If you play 3 Overload, you play 2 of these. But if you only play 1 Overload, you don't play this. This isn't very good. We're gonna move these aside, and we're actually gonna talk about the other spells. So 2 Overload Fusion, because Overload Fusion pairs well with Cyber Load Fusion. It's a good card. 3 Machine Dupe. We have 6 targets. You should not be playing less than 3 of these. You always want to open this along with a target or a way to get your target. 2 Instant Fusion. This helps our Xyz summons. This just helps us push forward. 2 Power Bond. This is our OTK maker right here, and it fusion summons just about every fusion monster in our extra deck except for like 2 of them. And then 2 Call by the Grave, because we don't want to get hit with hand traps, and Monster Reborn. You could probably cut Monster Reborn if you want. Like out of this deck, I would cut the Cyber Load and 1 Overload Fusion for hand traps. So if you want to put in like Ash Blossom or something, I would cut these two cards for that, for the Ash Blossom and whatnot. That is it for the main deck. I like this main deck a lot. I think that this one's pretty good, but for like the most part, the only thing that's really changed is the spell lineup. Let's talk about the extra deck, because the extra deck has changed just a bit. So let's talk about the new guy, Cyber Eternity Dragon. Let's talk about him. So Cyber Eternity Dragon basically just protects your stuff, but he has another Power Bond target. He needs a Cyber Dragon monster and 2 other machine monsters. And his effect reads word for word: if you have a machine fusion monster in your graveyard, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. Also, it can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So that's really nice. And if you power bond it, so it's 28, so that'd be 5,600 if you power bond this, which is pretty good. It has a Cyber Twins like attack points. So pretty big guy, honest. Like, and then this card is if this fusion summon card you control is sent to your graveyard by opponent's card. So if it gets Kaiju, that's really nice. Or just like anything, if your opponent just gets rid of this card. You can special summon 1 Cyber Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard. This turn, opponent cannot target fusion monsters you control with card effects. Also, can't be destroyed by opponent's card effects. So this sounds like it'd be really good in Cyber Darks. Like that last effect is like what always what makes me think it would be really good in Cyber Darks. But of course, you need Cyber Dragon to fusion summon it. I think it's okay. It's not the best card, but it's another target for Nova, and it's another Power Bond target, so it's not awful. We'll zoom out just a touch. I still play the 1 Cyber End. Other than this guy, the extra deck is just about the same, and I'll show you what I took out real quick. But yeah, Cyber End still, because you can summon it off Nova. It happens every now and then. 2 Rampage, because Rampage is the OTK maker. 2 Mega Fleet. I bumped Mega Fleet up to 2. I felt that he is a lot stronger this format over Fortress Dragon, because Fortress only really hits Sky Strikers and other Cyber Dragon players, while this hits everyone. So I bumped this up to 2, turned this, and bumped this up. Real quick, funny story. When I did my Phantasm Spiral deck profile, I mentioned that I was able to go 3-1 with that deck profile. And everyone was expecting me to play Cyber Dragon, so they had cited in a copy of Mega Fleet, or they were maining a copy of Fortress and Mega Fleet just for me, but I showed up and didn't play Cyber Dragons. Little thing. Panzer Dragon for the instant fusion target, and that's it for fusions. Xyz, really stock standard Cyber Dragon Xyz lineup, just 2 Novas, 2 Infinity. Love Infinity. Infinity is great. He's one of the best monsters in the game. Yeah, Infinity is perfect. He's amazing. One of the best cards in the deck, if not the best card in the deck. And then for links, 2 Zeger and 1 Cleafort Genius. Zeger, because he's limiter removal, he's just perfect. He is amazing. He's the reason we don't main deck the 2 limiter removals anymore. But Cleafort Genius, really good for negation. I do have the world's smallest side deck, which I will show you real quick. Because like these guys are kind of self-explanatory. So let me move this. So for my side deck, because Cyber Dragons, I didn't know what to side deck. I play 1 Electromagnetic Turtle for Chimera Tech, which I will show you that like little, which you can activate, where is he? You can activate Rampage on turn 1, so for setup, so if you power bond into this turn 1 and then use his effect to send this, it's like legal. Like you can activate him turn 1, which a lot of people say you can't, but you can. And then 2 limit removal, because it's at 2, so you might as well just side deck 2 of them. It lets you OTK. And then Infinite Impermanence, which is in this deck because it has Infinity in it, and also I only have 1, so I might as well put it in like a weird deck and not like a meta one where I bank, where I pray I see it. But yes, that is it for the Cyber Dragon deck. That is it for the updated version. I like this deck a lot. I think this deck is super fun. I am a little sad to see it leave the competitive scene again, though. I really wish that Cyber Dragons could just do a little bit more. They got a little time in the spotlight for, you know, for what they were right after Cybernetic Horizon, but sadly it was cut a little short. Hopefully Cyber Dragons will come back in another format, you know, after this November 20th ban list. Maybe Cyber Dragons will become another contender, because I remember when Cyber Dragons came out and Crusadias came out, they were like, Crusadias are going to be the big deck and so are Cyber Dragons, but right now it just seems like they're still a rogue strategy. Anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.